actual episode. It's all good. It's all good.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to Wine and Power.
Hello. It's your girl, Simply Day.
My favorite co-host. And then we have a special co-host.
Oh, yeah. It's your girl, Kiana.
Yes,
Hello.
yes. Thank you for coming on the show, boo-boo.
Absolutely.
You killed it last show, too.
I'm excited.
You really did.
Thank y'all for letting me come on.
I was really excited about that one.
It's dope. It's dope. Wine and Power. You already know. One Hope Wine. Today's topic. Generational help.
Help.
Because we're going to stop right there at help.
We're not going to be on wealth because we still working on that part for ourselves. So right. Generational help.
That's the place we got to get to. So we're going to say help today. Generational help, everybody.
Yes, help. It's important, especially for our youth nowadays, to build a positive foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's sad, but our youth they miss out on a lot because nobody's telling them. Nobody's telling them what they should be doing. Nobody's telling them, where to go next.
Right.
They expect them to just know, and we passed that. We passed just assuming that these kids know where to go. Or assuming that when you fresh out of high school, you automatically know about credit and bills and all this stuff. We don't know.
Life skills, something that we weren't taught. I mean, I wasn't taught life skills. And that's something that I'm teaching Ziggy. Shout out to Ziggy, my son, middle schooler. My hard head. What's up, Papi? But I'm trying to teach him life skills because I think that's important. I'm building his credit up now. So when he does get out of high school, he knows what to do. It's either college or you're going to take out this business loan. You know what I'm saying? We weren't taught that. Were you guys taught about credit at a young age?
Not really.
No.
The only thing I can really recall was sometime during senior year, there was something on the computer we had to do.
Okay.
And it was literally maybe 2 or 3 hours. And it was a crash course of invest your money, do this, but it didn't go into detail.
Yeah, they have brief little classes.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't
enough.
It's
not enough. It's not the real. It's some play stuff. It ain't really telling them what to expect.
That part. I have Ziggy paying me $5 a month for rent.
$5 a month.
$5 a month.
That's the best rent.
How old is
he?
I
wish I could pay $5 a month.
You know,
I get it. How old is he?
He's about to be 13.
About to be 13. Okay.
Yeah, and
So okay, he gives you $5 in rent.
Word.
Once a month.
Yeah, on the first.
So with that $5, what happens to that $5 every month?
He doesn't even know that it goes to his savings account in his bank.
Okay.
So I'm setting him up. Yeah. So when he gets $5 a month, he's gonna be 18 in 6 years. This boy's gonna be set. Credit score at an 800 because I am gonna put him down as an authorized user for my credit. He doesn't know that because then he'll go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right, don't talk about that part.
But then he also doesn't know the $5 he's giving me that I know he'll spend on Xbox games or on candy or on a toy is going right to his savings account. So by the time he come out of high school, he's set.
That's dope.
He's set.
Absolutely.
Because we got some adults that don't know what it means to pay rent.
You know what I'm saying?
So what does he have to do to even earn the $5 though?
He has to do his chores around the house.
What kind of chores does he have to do?
I have him doing everything. I'm well, not everything, but I really have him the big thing is making sure your room clean, taking out the garbage, also at least read every night if you can, or do something that's gonna teach you something. Mm-hmm. So that's part of his chore as well. You got to tell me what you learned today.
Yes.
It don't have to be from a teacher. It can be from YouTube. It can be from Google. But you got to tell me something that you learned today.
Yes.
Something that I could take notes from. I'm like, oh, damn, like you learned that today?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can have this open mind. And I'm teaching him business skills, like, life skills. And that's very important because, again, we weren't taught that.
Right.
Life skills is more important than everything that's learned in school, to be honest. Because if you can learn everything in school and then not be capable to live life or to be responsible, then
Right.
you failed. Even
Right.
though you passed everything, you failed.
Right.
You failed your child.
Right. Right.
So,
And then again, like I was explaining to him because he's like, he's not a school person. Zaire gives me a hard time in school. Like he gets D's and whatever, but I used to give him like a hard time about getting these grades, right? But then I thought about it. I was like, it's probably because he don't like what they're teaching. Like he's probably in his mind, because this is how I am. Why the fuck am I learning about George Washington?
yeah, I can understand that.
Like why?
And just like we were talking about too, sometimes it's about how hard you worked for that grade.
Right.
There were certain classes like in math, when it came to pre-calc and some other stuff, I got C's. But I worked my ass off for that C. I was actually proud of that C.
Word, that part. That
I was
part.
proud of that C because it wasn't an
part.
F. I tried.
That
I
part.
tried the hardest.
That was my best.
You know what I'm saying?
That was my
Listen,
best.
this is how I figured out it was my best, because I took pre-calc, I think, like our junior year, and then I took it again our senior year. That shit still didn't make sense, and I got the same grade. And I was like, I'm not taking this again. I tried a second time, it still didn't work out. It's all right.
That's
you know,
crazy.
and I tell him too. I was like, because he can be hard on himself because he try to compare himself to other children. Oh well, they got a B, they got an A, and then I tell him like, how hard did you work for that D though? Like, did you work really hard for that D?
Yep.
How hard did you work?
Yeah.
Because I know a D ain't easy. Life ain't easy, period. Like, I'm not about to tell you life is easy.
Right.
I talk to Zaire like straight up. I don't keep shit away from him. No. Especially for a young black male. You about to know like everything out here in this life.
Ain't nothing sugar coated.
Exactly. We have boys.
It's different.
You know,
Totally different.
you're doing great with your 6-year-old boy. He's in football, holla.
Yeah.
You know, he's amazing.
Trying to keep him focused, but I'm not forcing him to play football. He likes football, so I let him go with it. But if he ever be like, I don't want to do this,
Right.
Stop doing it.
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
right. That part.
I'm not here to force you to do something that you don't want to do.
Right, right. You're an amazing mother, though.
I appreciate that.
Yes, you
Dope as hell. Like, she dope. I be like taking notes from her. I be like, all right, hold on.
We all in this together. We all raising our kids. That's why this topic was so important.
Yeah.
So, like, what would you say is like the top 5 things as a parent, trying to set your kid up for that success at the end when they're graduating high school, and you want them to be prepared to know how to survive on their own? Like we were just talking about with the credit and all that stuff. What are the 5 tips you can give?
I'm gonna say like basic life skills. That was one, and also building the foundation was another. Learning from your mistakes. Like, it's okay for your kids to learn from their mistakes.
Yes.
We learn from our mistakes. Damn it, I'm still learning from my mistakes. I'm 33 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one thing that doesn't stop. I mean, like, I'm in a little bit of a different bracket, I guess, because my son's only 2. But even when he does do something, I make sure that we talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't like always understand, but I try to make him repeat what I said, so he learns from why he's in trouble, why you got sent to your room because you did XYZ. Like,
yeah.
I try to make him understand that.
I think the main thing as parents, especially as moms with boys, is to listen to them.
That's important.
Our little boys, our little black boys, are so misunderstood and looked over or talked over so much that they think that they can't get a word in.
Yes.
And I watched that with my own son, just him being in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like, he will, when he's really passionate about him not doing something or saying it wasn't him, he'll start crying. He's not crying because he think he in trouble. He crying because you're not listening to him.
Right.
He's crying because you keep talking over him. Like, listen. That's the best thing you can do is listen, because it is probably not even his fault.
You know what's crazy? So there was a thing I had saw the other day. It was like on some random little Facebook, you just be scrolling sometimes. And I started doing it with my son. So this lady was pretty much saying like, to teach your kids coping skills. And I started doing it. She was saying that whenever her son starts having temper tantrums and stuff like that, she would teach him to blow in her face, and then he would have to blow back, which of course that sounds ridiculous, but it was just like, take a deep breath, like blow, breathe, everything is okay. And I've been trying to do that with my son for the last week, and it's kind of made a little bit of a difference for sure, because it makes him calm down, like almost not immediately, but he's able to breathe instead of like,
and think about it before. I make my son meditate.
Yeah, that's
when I first started doing it, he hated it. Why do I have to count?
Yeah,
but now when he gets upset, because he does, he
they got
mad.
A lot of emotions.
He get mad. He's aggressive. He get mad. He got that strong attitude. And when I had an incident last school year where the director of the school told me, she's like, he got really upset earlier. I had him in my office, and I asked him, how does he calm down? And he walked away from me and counted to 10, took a deep breath, and came back. And she's like, I never saw a kid his age do that. And I said, because I make him do that.
Yep.
Because he needs to know he don't have to go 0 to 100 all the time.
Yep. And if he already at 100, count to 10 and come back down to 90.
Wait a minute. You bring that up, and it brought me to like a deep thought. You know how I am.
You can't always go 0 to 100 all the time. Sometimes people be asking for that 100, but we don't have to do that all the time.
You remember that time Cameron came to school with the crystal?
Oh yeah.
And he gave it to a certain somebody and said, "This is good energy." Mm-hmm. my son sneaked. He was in your class, Deja. Tell them how many crystals and stuff he used to sell.
He used to have crystals in his backpack for sure. He used to bring them to school, and he was like, "I'm protecting my energy."
Girl, my 5-year-old. Not at 6.
Listen, he protected his energy.
And,
don't question that man.
And I really had no issues with him all day.
Like, he used to walk around with that crystal.
If he didn't have those crystals, he had a beaded necklace.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and he knows energy.
It was pretty dope.
Yeah,
I used to just like find myself getting frustrated, and I'll just look at camera like, "Let me hold your crystal."
Yo, word. Yo, it's crazy. Like, he's like me, like he really likes like the whole crystals, moon and stuff, and I just be like, damn, you are the mini me. Now he's into like the spiritual. Zaire's more into the financial. So I got both, and I love it.
They combine.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm teaching them like that foundation. Like, okay, so you're gonna be into that.
Who is that?
What's up? Who's that?
Hi, Britt.
What's up, Britt? What's going on, mama? Hey. Thank you for supporting. Hey.
We are live for the first time on Facebook. Guys.
We are live, Britt.
I was against it. I don't like being on Facebook, but we on here.
Yo, but that's good. Like, so Zaire, that's it's older than Cam. Like, he's basically got that financial mindset, but Cam's keeps him calm. Like, Kim's gonna be like, chill, because Zaire can and I also suffer from this. It's like I can get overwhelmed and just and then Cameron be like, sit down, chill. Like,
it's something when your kids tell you. My son tell me sometimes, "Mommy, do you need a break?"
You need a break. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's it. It's dope. Like,
no, that's insane. That's awesome that your kids are completely like, different in that aspect, because that's definitely something I want to teach my son. Mm-hmm. That you don't have to be a master of everything. You can be a master in one area, accept that, and then delegate to other people. And then for them to be brothers, and then them being masters in different things, they can combine and make the world of a difference. You know what I mean? Like, just accepting, like, this is my lane, this is your lane. We can combine lanes. and then we
No.
can still get somewhere.
Right. That
You
part.
know, it's the path still leads to something more positive than where we at right now. But you do
Right.
have to combine with the right people.
Absolutely. And surround yourself around, people with a mindset like that's positive. I mean, I feel like we have to protect our kids already from this crazy world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then everything else that's going on, because we have to take care of us as parents to raise our children the right way.
Yeah.
But there's no raising the right way. I take that back.
No,
Like
everybody has the freedom to raise their children the way they
exactly.
want to raise them, but it's just about applying that, I don't want to say pressure, but applying that pressure to where your kids see you and what you doing, and
Right.
it's only right that they follow those footsteps, and not exactly like being just like you, but just like, I know my son watches me building this business from the ground up.
Word.
And when he's not around me, he's still listening and he's still watching, because he'll say stuff to people that I don't even know that he knew, like,
Right.
or like they'll have little projects or something at school and they'll ask him a question about me. My son can give you a full rundown about me, and it's things that I don't even think that he's paying attention to.
Yeah.
Like, he'll be like, "Oh, my mommy is a teacher. My mommy, like,
They pay attention.
my
Yes,
mommy
they
does
do.
events."
Yo, they pay attention.
Like, he can tell you that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you pay attention like that?
Yeah, they do.
They're always watching.
And it's crazy because, like, we're talking about generational help,
Right.
And, my baby, he's 2. And we have all this stuff going on with, the pod. And I guess in some ways trying to produce other things. And even, just here with the buttons and, like, all the knobs and stuff, like, how is this going to affect him when he gets older?
He's going to be like, I saw this before.
Word.
What if he becomes like a producer? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even going to put that on him, but just the fact that this is in his...
intuitive.
That part.
Word.
Yeah.
He'll be able to... Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out.
But no, what all of this is going to do is, because I saw it in my head already, if I set myself up, or even if I don't even succeed in this, because my mom, she was an entrepreneur, right? And she did clothes with her friends, and she was trying to make a brand. She was doing some shit. She flew out to New York. Things were happening. But within teams, if your shit is not solid within, you know what I mean, it's going to fall apart.
Word.
So it fell apart, and she stopped doing it. Instead of her taking it upon herself, because at the end of the day, she was doing all of the work on her own. In the same sense of me doing this podcast, I'm doing all the work on my own. So if I can build like this, I can pass that down. And my mom would have passed that down to me a little bit sooner. Like, yo, when you get this, you do this. When you do this, you do this. You know what I'm saying? And this would have been built a long time ago.
Word.
But, it's fine. I don't blame her for it or anything like that. But it's like, all right, I'm going to take my knowledge, feed it down to him. Because say I do this and it doesn't go out the way that I want it to. Maybe he'll have a formula that could work.
Right.
That part.
And I feel like just having them in that type of environment of seeing you always working, always building something, it's gonna make them have that same mindset.
Exactly.
If you think about it, some of the most successful people, if you look, they have a legacy. If you look down, like, they're passing it down, or their children have just started their own thing, and it's because they watched their parents build things like that.
Positive role model.
Yeah. Or if you see someone who building their children up to be a certain thing, and it says a lot about the parent, because it's like, you showed them this, you showed them that they can use their imagination, you showed them that they can explore, they don't have to be like everybody else.
Right. That part. Girl.
Yes, that part.
Yo, I tell my son that. I'm like, yo, you don't have to follow. Like, be the leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to like that type of music. Because my son, he's a different type of breed. Cameron. But I love that about my kids, because I get 2 different type of vibes.
Right.
So it's like, Cameron is more like, he's more like hood. Like, I like hip hop. I like all that. Zai's more like a rock star. I'm like, yes, like, I get both of them, because I'm like that. I like country music. I like rap. I like Spanish because I'm half Dominican, half black. Shout out, mommy. Hi, thank you. Like, you know, I like all different things, and I see myself in my kids. Like, yo, Zaire, you're the nerdy me, and then Cameron, you're like the deep and gangster me. Like, you know, but at the same time, like, I'm like, Cameron knows how to teaching Cameron is like it's fun because when I get upset and stuff, I see myself like Cammy. Like I get really like just I shut down. Remember I told you that I shut
Yeah.
down. Cammy shuts down like completely, and he just Zaire's more like, it is what it is. Go on with life.
Yeah.
And then that's the other side of me. I'm like that too. So I'm
Mhm.
both. And I love that about my kids. Like, I'm like, yes, I don't want y'all to be the same. I
Yeah.
enjoy the fact that both of y'all different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what
like
I'm
let your
saying?
kids be what they want to be.
Let
but
them
encourage
be.
them or like
Right.
I'm gonna say invest into your kids' dreams.
Absolutely.
Even if it sounds crazy, invest because if it doesn't work out, then at least they experience the steps that they took for it not to work out. So they won't try it again.
Yep.
My son said he wants to be a dolphin doctor. I don't even really know what that is.
That's dope.
But however we gonna get him to work with dolphins, we gonna do it.
That's a marine biologist.
Yo, that's
we gonna
dope.
do it.
Isn't
But
that what they call it?
it
Like
sounds off the wall. But if you want to work with dolphins, baby, come on.
Work with dolphins.
We're going to figure it out. We're going to go over and talk to our homeboys at the SeaWorld and see what they can do.
You're going to have to get that man an excursion.
Yo, but that's
Well, we
what's
have to figure
up,
this out.
though. You letting him use his imagination. Like, that's
It's a dangerous job to be with those big old animals. But hey, if that's what I can't hold you back.
Yo, that's dope.
It might change. He only 6. It might change as he grow older. But right now, my baby wants to work with dolphins, and that's what he gonna do.
Yo, that's dope though. Like honestly, that's lit.
That is okay.
Yeah, that's what's up. That you're like instead of saying no, don't work with dolphins.
No,
you're like it's cool.
We sit together and watch these little documentaries.
That's dope because yo, he might be like the
Discovery
next
Channel,
big
all
thing.
that stuff. It's actually a really good one on Disney Plus.
I can't even imagine that there
Yo,
was a
dope,
generation
right?
like at one time there was a generation of parents where the kids would be like, "Hey, mommy and daddy, I want to do this," and they'd be like, "No,
right,
you're gonna be a doctor.
You got to do it the
How
other
could
way.
You
got
not
to be a
support
doctor.
what your kids
You
want
have to be a nurse.
I don't understand.
Your auntie was a nurse. Your great grandma was a nurse, so you gonna be a nurse.
Word.
Wow.
You can care for kids in another way without being a nurse.
Right.
You know, if caring for children or caring for adults or whatever, like there's so many different ways to do everything. It doesn't matter if it's applied in the same way.
Because there are some cultures where that's just what it is. You gotta, follow.
Right.
But I hope that we can break that. Like, let these kids be what they want to be.
Yeah.
But we gotta get them there. We gotta teach them how to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So in conclusion, Bree, what's the last one? We did 1 through 4. What's the number 5? We talked about, Foundation. I got stuck a little bit. Sorry.
It's okay. This is cool.
The foundation. We talked about staying consistent, life skills.
Right.
Making a plan, applying it. What else?
We did not talk about health. Health is important.
Health is actually
mental health.
Bam.
Is important.
Yeah. She shot it right there.
Mental health is important.
Yes. Mental health. Because I think nowadays, especially now, mental health is big.
Yeah, and it's something I'm happy that we're starting to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody's not so scared to talk about it.
Exactly, embrace it. That's what I tell people.
Yes,
and that's what I tell like my children. Embrace it. Like we're not perfect,
and just preparing them that you're gonna have hard times. It's not all gonna be great.
I hate that's even like struggle. A narrative that it's like, oh, everything is just so happy. Everybody's happy. Right. Nobody's happy. No. We're all going through shit in a different way.
Right. Especially, I feel like now, honestly, with the whole how school changed for children and everything, how everything has changed. It took a big, like a big. I went to a CBD store and they said you don't know how many parents came in here to get their kids anxiety meds because of school.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I just don't feel like kids should
Mental.
have anxiety at such a
Yeah.
young age.
But they
it
have
happens.
to, because you have to think about, like, it's weird for us because we grew up in a
I mean, it's a different
generation.
kind of anxiety. But
We
yeah.
grew up differently. Like, social media was just becoming a thing
Word.
when we were growing up. It's already a thing for them.
Right.
They're already on TikTok. They're already on YouTube.
Mm.
They're already doing these things. They're like 6.
Or
Word.
3.
Yes, my son is too. He watches YouTube.
Mhm.
He's helping other people, get
But
subscribers
the thing
and
that
whatnot.
gets me is that we gotta fix is that they shut down when they can't watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
They upset
do
when they
Yo,
can't watch YouTube,
yeah.
and that's crazy to me. It's
Yo, that's
addicting.
facts. I
Yeah.
had to
Crazy.
delete the YouTube.
That's another conversation, though.
Yeah.
That's another conversation.
But
we're gonna have to talk about that.
Word. But
like
shout
YouTube
out.
addiction. It's a thing.
It is. Yo,
It's
that's
a
a good
thing.
topic though.
It's a thing.
You guys have to let us know what
Screen
topic y'all want
addiction.
to talk about. Shout out. Wine and Power. We
Thank
lit.
y'all.
Thank you. Peace and love, y'all.
All right, and we out.
Bam. High five it.